Hello everybody, welcome to JC Let's Play. My name is Jonathan Cook, and this is Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. We are joined once again with Mia Aliapo. We'll get a good warm welcome for her. And when last we left off, we had just entered Swiftperch, where we are currently, and we're doing our tactical planning Arcanist quests. We'd finished we'd slain the jackals in the zone outside of here, which I found to be strange, but we were able to accomplish it, and now we need to go out and slay 3 roselings. In the meantime, I'm going to talk to this Chocobo Keep. I believe I tried to show this in earlier episodes, but because we weren't level 10, we did not have access to the Chocobo Keeps. These are fast travel points. And so we'll see, well met traveler, might I interest you in a Chocobo Porter? Do not tell me this is your first visit to this stop. I shall update my register with your name so that you may access this location in the future. And then I can choose hire Chocobo Porter, and currently, because I wasn't able to get the one in Summerford Farms, I can only go to Limsa Lominsa. But you can see it's a 2-minute trip for 15 gil. Now, if I were to teleport to Limsa Lominsa, it would cost me 153 gil, so 10% of the cost for a mere 2 minutes. It is one of the best travel options in this game, so I highly recommend using it. Sadly, from the camps, so for example, Swiftperch or Aleport, the Chocobo Keeps might go to other points in the area, but they, like for example, I couldn't, if I did have the Summerford Farm Chocobo Keep, I couldn't choose from this Chocobo Keep to go to Summerford Farms. I only have the option to go back to Limsa. But in the meantime, you can also dismount whenever, so it can allow for faster travel regardless, or an autopilot travel. And then from Limsa, you could go to any of the other areas. But let's get to slaying some roselings. And so there we have that. We'll get our first one down here. And there's the lightning sprites that I need for my hunting log. No doubt when we come to Western Ronacia for those quests, we will get those options and need to kill them for one thing or another, as we often do. Send Carbuncle after the next one. And I just realized I do not have Aether Flow on. So we'll do that. Restore some of that MP that, I didn't really need to restore. And take out the second of 3 roselings. And the last one. We'll just pick this one up here. And there we have it. We'll start off with Miasma this time. It has a longer tick time than Bio does. And... really? My Carbuncle died. Oh dear. What a bad Arcanist I am. Let's summon Carbuncle back in. I guess that's what I suppose, or what I do for not paying attention to its HP. But that is our quest there, so I'm actually going to use the Chocobo Keep. Even though I could return, just to kind of show you how it works. Actually, that's a lie. With a 2-minute trip, I'm not going to. I'm just going to return. No reason to have an unnecessary 2-minute watching me auto-run when I can just do it instantaneously. And now that we're here, we're just going to run up here, use this Aethernet node to go straight to the Arcanist Guild. And here we are. Let's go turn in that quest. Well, not turn it in, just report, because no doubt we'll have a second part to this. So there's Thubergame. Welcome back, Mia. How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride that wave of triumph onto an even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompanying Foreseer Kylea on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical applications of Arcanima. Pray do not tarry, Mia. Kylea awaits you on the floor below with further details. So I need to go downstairs. I apologize for that. I've been dealing with kind of a head cold for the last few days, so... And where are you? Just over here. And you see this is kind of a training ground for the Arcanists. We have a number here And from what I can remember, the carbuncles are actually being trained to be able to search crates. Because if you'll remember from one of our earlier quests, the Arcanist Guild also takes care of some of the trade, or manages the trade in the city. So we have Kylea here. That's what I've determined how to pronounce her name. A timely appearance, as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I've been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan run by the Boylestocks family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants of dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 6% chance of inviting physical violence. I've prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift into hostilities, but there is an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in many forms of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of these self-same strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute Combat Pattern 1345, also otherwise known as Stratagem Focus Fire. You and your Emerald Carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and one by one, the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory, 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cookpot in Middle Lonacia. I will depart immediately and assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. And off she walks. So we need to go to the cookpot again, of course. So we're going to use teleport for 66 gil, go to Summerford Farms. And while we're there, we'll grab the Chocobo Keep and then go finish this quest. Alright, and we've arrived. And you see the Chocobo Keep symbol there. So we'll get that done. Take our fall damage. Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a Chocobo Porter? Do not tell me this is your first visit to the shop. I shall update my register with your name so that you may access this location in the future. I think that's going to be the last time I read that, because every Chocobo Porter says the same thing. So we'll just skip that dialogue from now on and run over to Tactical Planning. Activate our sprint ability just to cut travel time down a bit. Oh no! I'm stuck on the fence. Can I jump through the tree? I cannot. That's unfortunate. And sprint has faded. And there we have Kylea, and you'll notice goblins as well. Duty calls commence battle for tactical planning. If your level is above 14, it will be synced. So again, we'll go into an instanced area for this. So we'll proceed, and no doubt have a cutscene. I am Foreseer Kylea of Melvan's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty, sneaky peekers. Gobby spit Uplander nosy eyes on stabby iron. Ah, right. So they'll stick us with their daggers and swords. Gotcha. A predictably aggressive response. Very well, Mia. Remember what we discussed. Focus fire. Right. And give me control of my camera, please. So we'll start with that one. Carbuncle, can you attack, please? There we go. Oh. And Kylea using the Topaz Carbuncle, which is the tanking Carbuncle. And that is one down, 2 to go. So we'll start on this one. And the thing you'll notice about the class quest is they kind of start to train you for group battles. So in this case, the Topaz Carbuncle is kind of our tank. You'll see it kind of runs off. And it's teaching us to focus on a single target until it is dead. Ooh, and I have 2 goblins on me. That could get painful very quickly. Interrupt casting if you must. Focused on mobility. So we're going to hit that there. Our carbuncle is pulling aggro of the one that was on us. We'll have to watch our carbuncle's health. Where does the topaz? Topaz is going over there, so it's focusing fire on my carbuncle's target. We still have a goblin on us, so I'm going to break that and get our carbuncle to pull that aggro. Oh, never mind. Looks like their carbuncle will do it for me. Or maybe not. Oh, jeez. I must formulate a new tactic. The battlefield is yours. Is she abandoning me? I think she did. She just abandoned me. Oh, I'm not looking too good on health. This isn't looking good. Where are my potions? Inventory. We're now doing what is called kiting. Use a potion to get some of our health back. So you see there that mob is following us around, unable to hit us. And since it has to stop to use its bomb ability, we'll heal up to full there. And do the same for Carbuncle, perhaps, maybe. Heal him up. And send him on to that Goblin Trader. I can't believe she just abandoned me. That was not cool. We'll start with Energy Drain. And hit it with various damage over time abilities. Re-engage Aether Flow. And there we are. The battle is concluded. I can't believe Kylia just abandoned me like that. Your combat style gives me an idea. I must formulate a new tactic. The battlefield is yours. My word. Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. That was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your attacks, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strengths or shoring up your weaknesses? Personally, I like to cover my weaknesses. Aho, again you respond as the Guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability for your potential to attain greatness to 97%. You're one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. I'm curious if it's the same dialogue regardless of which option you choose. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies and the characteristics of your enemies. Again, I apologize if I'm reading too fast. I'm just trying to kind of read it in the way I expect her to say it. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Thubergame. Until next we meet, I shall abide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. Right. So, as you can see, return is not currently an option. And teleport would be rather expensive, so I'm just gonna, this time I'm gonna run back, get aggroed on by something, one of the grounded raiders. Run back to Summerford Farms, and then we'll use the Chocobo Keep for a much shorter running distance, and you can see what that is like. And then we'll finish this quest and wrap out the episode. And here we are. Why don't I sprint? Again, I keep forgetting I have that. Alright, and so we'll go up to the Chocobo Keep. Carbuncle was stuck in combat and despawned. Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a Chocobo Porter? Yes, I would like to hire one. 2 Limsa Limitsa for 15 gil. Length 1 minute. And you can see it's just like an automated flight path in WoW or any of the automated travel options in any other MMO. And I am not controlling it. My hands are off the keyboard and mouse. It's just moving. If I do come around, you'll notice that this chocobo gets its own unique barding. So it kind of gets like a doorman's hat, or what are they called? A bellhop, similar to their hat, with a feather in it, and just very unique barding to signify that it is a chocobo porter chocobo. The chocobo porters in the major cities allow you to rent a chocobo for up to 10 minutes. I believe it's 80 gil. So you do have control. It's as if you had your own mount for that time period. And I believe we get dropped off just outside Limsa Lominsa, and so we have to run in under our own power. Wow, it drops us off quite a ways out. So once we get inside, obviously we will quickly teleport to the Arcanist Guild, and we'll activate Sprint for that. Get to the Aetheryte Crystal and warp from there, teleport, whatever you want to call it. Aethernet, Arcanist Guild. And inside we will talk with Thubergame. Back from the field, Mia. Kylea contacted me with a summary of events. It seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. One last thing, Mia. Considering the dedication you have shown towards our discipline, I have decided to permit you leave to explore the teaching offered by other guilds. I would suggest, however, that you first master the science of Arcanima. The strategic training you receive here will serve you no matter the path you eventually choose to walk. Return to me when your reason tells you the time is right. You now have access to the armory system. Quests to unlock the other classes can be undertaken by speaking to the receptionist in the corresponding guild. There exist myriad disciplines in Eorzea that adventurers can take up. For the most rewarding experience, however, it is recommended that you first focus on mastering your current class. And here we go. We choose our option, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with the Adventurer's Dalmatica. However, let's look through. And yes, it's going to be that. And of course, we'll get the Engraved Leather Grimoire as well. And the next class quest won't be available until level 15, but there's our Engraved Leather Grimoire. We'll equip that. You see gear sets are now available. So if I were to go into here, open my gear set list, I don't have any saved. I can create a new one. I just created Arcanist level 10. I'm going to change the name just because I don't necessarily want it to say level 10. I'm just going to change it to say Arcanist. Okay, and there I've created my first gear set. And those can be used to make multiple gear sets for a single class. So say I had a couple different gear sets for Arcanist, I could create those. But it's also very helpful for a quick change between classes. But that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode. I'm just going to go back to the Aetheryte Plaza. Move through Hawker's Alley. We see a number of other player characters. A surprising, you might say a surprising lack. Oh, never mind. Just as I say that, we run past a distant world member, Snoop X Brazil. But there are very few players out and about tonight because of, and maybe it just finished. But Sambo from Sambo NZ, his YouTube channel, was doing a Let's Play filming tonight. At the end of every Let's Play, there is a social gathering. If you're not familiar with this channel, I suggest you check it out. They're a lot of fun. But they were doing that tonight. I decided instead to record my own Let's Play videos and just skip out on the gathering this evening. But in that respect, I want to thank you all. We're actually going to face the Aetheryte Crystal this time. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you for the support. If you like the video, if you could give it a like, or a favorite. If you like the channel and what you see, if you could subscribe. Again, shooting for that 100 subscriber mark before we start live streaming. If not, we will be live streaming over on my Twitch channel. That is twitch.tv/JC Let's Play. But in the meantime, my name's Jonathan Cook. This is JC Let's Play. Let's get a goodbye wave, and we'll use the chuckle emote just for a chuckle. But again, I want to thank you, and in the meantime, I hope you all take care and peace out.